Alright, let's start off with something uncomfortable. You've already been exposed to an influence operation. Not the kind where a government admits to it later. The kind that works precisely because it's hard to distinguish from normal organic activity. The problem isn't that these operations are sophisticated. The problem is that we're trained to look for the wrong things. Most people try to detect influence operations by fact-checking claims, but that's backwards. Bad actors don't need lies to run an effective operation. True information deployed in a coordinated, strategic way is just as effective, and it's much harder to catch. What you're actually looking for is behaviour. Does this pattern of activity look something independent people would naturally produce? Professional analysts, the ones at EEAS, NATO, Stratcom, ENSA, they've all settled on a framework for detecting coordinated inauthentic activity. I'm going to translate it for you because the framework matters more than a single tool. Once you understand the logic, you can apply it anywhere. The central shift is not asking if it's true. Start asking if it's coordinated. This is the single most important reframe in the whole field. You cannot reliably detect an influence operation by fact-checking individual posts. Forget about it. What you're looking for is behaviour. Is this activity something of a group of independent, authentic people would plausibly produce on their own? Think about how real grassroots movements actually work. People discover something independently. They talk about it in their own words, at different times, on different platforms, with different angles. There's messiness, disagreement, organic variation. Coordinated inauthentic activity looks different, not because it's obvious, but because coordination leaves traces. 5 families of evidence and why you need to know more than one. Professional frameworks organise indicators into 5 categories. No signal proves anything on its own. A burst of similar posts could just be a real news event breaking. A cluster of new accounts could be genuine grassroots energy finding its feet. The whole discipline here is convergence. When 2 or more of these families line up independently, your confidence should rise. Narrative family. Repeated or near identical phrasing across many accounts, narratives that appear on obscure sites before graduating to bigger platforms. When you see the exact same talking points, same sentence structures, same hashtags appearing across supposedly independent voices, that's a signal worth logging. Coordination family. Synchronized posting bursts, the same link or hashtag pushed by many accounts in a tight time window. Accounts that all go silent at the same time, then active together hours later. Real people don't share the same posting schedule. Account and network family. Clusters of accounts created around the same time. Dense mutual amplification patterns. Accounts that exist seemingly only to boost one topic. Networks where everyone follows everyone else, creating artificial engagement loops and follow to engagement ratios that don't match organic growth curves. Technical families. Shared registration data, reused or metadata, stripped images across supposedly unrelated accounts. The same domain appears across account bios, IP addresses, or device fingerprints that cluster unnaturally. This is the infrastructure layer. the hardest to assess without back-end access, but usually definitive when you can see it. Operation Objective Family. Does the pattern actually serve a discernible goal? Agenda setting, polarization, harassment, driving traffic to a specific domain, suppressing certain narratives, amplifying others. Real influence operations don't exist in a vacuum. They're trying to shift something. If you can't identify an object, you're probably looking at organic activity. And don't get it mixed up. A confidence ladder, not a verdict. The most useful discipline in this whole framework is refusing to jump straight to this state-sponsored operation. Analysts are trained to grade their confidence honestly. Low, suspicious, worth investigating. One indicator family, one platform, no reoccurrence. Could easily be coincident. Moderate, likely coordinated activity. Two independent evidence families converge. Harder to explain as random chance, but still not conclusive. High, likely coordinated, inauthentic campaign. Three or more families align independently. Repeated waves, hard to explain organically. Very high confidence influence operation, multi-family collaboration, plus technical traces of independent confirmation. At this level, attribution becomes possible. You notice what's missing? Definitely proven. Real analysts, they don't do that. They grade confidence honestly and acknowledge their limits of their evidence. The counterfactual test. Before you can call something an operation, ask, could this be volunteer activism, genuine grassroots organising, fan communities, a newsroom syndicating stories, real outrage at a breaking news event? Coordination on its own is not inherently malicious. The same mechanics that run an influence operation also run legitimate social movement. Treat coordination as suspicious, not proof, not malice. If you can't answer why couldn't this be organic, then you don't have a conclusion yet. Why does this matter? The framework laid out here doesn't require special access or proprietary tools. It requires discipline, looking at behavior instead of content, demanding convergence before you escalate confidence, and staying honest about what you don't know. That's the difference between someone who cries wolf at every trending hashtag and someone whose judgment people actually trust.